This week's a big one. I'm juggling medicine, content creation, and I'm also prepping for my first ever speaking gig this weekend. So I'm going to take you along for the chaos, the routine, and the fun in between. My fiance's returned. Jack.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
It's like 14.4 degrees. I know for those of you who cold plunge, 14.4 probably sounds like a warm bath to you, but if you live in Australia then it's cold AF.
That is cold AF.
It's the best way to start the day.
Better than drugs.
Better than drugs. So I know it might seem a little bit depressing locking myself in a booth, but these are little phone booths at the office and they're awesome for like soundproofing. They're great for practicing speeches. I can always just get really locked in when I just get into this little booth. I'll probably just spend a bit of time in here, work on the presentation slides, speak out loud a little bit, and then we'll go somewhere a little bit more aesthetic. And it's actually pretty interesting because the conference is called Creative Careers in Medicine, Let's Create. Basically a conference for doctors who are doing things outside of medicine, who have cool random side hustles, like some authors, entrepreneurs, content creators. And I'll be talking as part of the YouTube expert panel. So it's very apt that I get to make a video about this whilst actually going to present at the conference too. So this week it'll be equal parts prepping for that conference, plus my usual content schedule, plus any doctor life admin that comes up in the meantime. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, I'm very nervous about presenting at this conference. It's easy to think that because I speak to camera a lot, I should be okay on stage at public speaking. But when you think about it, what I'm doing at the moment is not public speaking. I'm literally on my own in a room just speaking to a camera. Being on stage is very different for me and it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I actually haven't really done any public speaking since school, except from the time I gave a wedding speech last year at my friend's wedding. I'm a little bit nervous, a little bit apprehensive, but I think it'll be really good for me to push myself. It's something that I want to be better at and do more of. And also it's going to be a great event. I'm going to get to meet lots of amazing, interesting people. Nothing that I do is going to get rid of the pre-anxiety. Let me show you some of the slides. How I became a doctor YouTuber, the reality of content, medicine, and freedom. All right, so I'm going to work on this for a bit longer and then we'll relocate and do my usual content preparation for the week. Got a window, some plants, time to script some reels. Had a productive morning. I've finished my 3 reels that I wanted to script today. Practiced my presentation. Now I'm just heading back home to meet my friend. Usually we work out together. He's also a part-time doctor. Okay, so I'm back home now. I've got 3 reels scripted. Now I'm just going to film them. And I can show you a little behind the scenes of what it actually looks like. So I've got my camera set up here. Got my script on screen here. I don't quite read it, but it's there for me to reference. And I used to get really nervous about speaking to camera, but if you do it every day, it really just becomes your new normal. And I'm hoping that's what this conference presentation, this public speaking will be like, that hopefully I'll get more opportunities to do it and it'll just become my new normal as well. Let's do this first reel. Rural doctor shifts are like Russian roulette, but Ron is HR. So usually I fuck up a little bit more than that. That kind of went okay. I should probably pause this one. So no matter how busy my schedule is, training and exercise is always a non-negotiable. Usually today I meet a friend who also works part-time and we train outdoors together. It's one of the beautiful things and one of the reasons I moved to Australia is I can actually do exercise outside. Yeah, he couldn't make it today, but I'm not going to let that stop me. One of the benefits of working out in the park is you can do weird stuff without caring what anyone thinks, like walking along rails or jumping up and down on some stairs. So yeah, I always feel a little bit freer out here rather than going to the gym. I do love the gym as well, but there's something about working out outside, just doing whatever you want. Gonna pack up, get home and do a little bit more work. Just doing another run through of my presentation before my missus comes home, and then I'll do some editing and hopefully then we can chill out for the evening. Hello everyone, my name is Chris. I'm a locum emergency registrar and a YouTuber. And for the past few years, I've been on a bit of a wild ride, trying to figure out how to balance both. Thank you so much for listening. It's been an absolute honour speaking here. Okay, it's about 7 o'clock. We've had a successful day. I do need to get better at switching off at a certain time and stop working and calling it quits. But now I'm gonna make dinner, gonna chill out with my fiance and just try and wind down for the rest of the evening. So that's day one done. A lot of small wins today. Tomorrow is more content, more conference prep, and one day closer to Melbourne. Let's see how it all unfolds. A little bit more tired today. I didn't sleep very well last night, just woke up super early for no reason. But this is what coffee is for, and this is why it was invented. And it's really good coffee. WeWork coffee is the one. So I'm going to practice my slides. I'm going to practice it as if I'm actually giving a presentation. So I've taken one of the meeting rooms to practice in. It's a little bit awkward because a few people are walking past and wondering why I'm talking to myself, but you got to do what you got to do. All right. Okay, so I've just come home for some lunch and I've realised we've got a bit of a problem. So the conference organisers wanted me to send over the slides before the conference. I sent it and the formatting is just completely gone funky. Let me show you. Like, this is not what my slide is supposed to look like. I don't know why this picture has gone sideways. It's just a complete mess. Like, what is going on? So yeah, that's kind of stressing me out. Only got a few days to go and I don't know if I'm gonna have to redo my slides. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and work out what's going on here and I'll keep you updated. Okay, I think I know what the problem is. I think it's because I'm working on an Apple and trying to transfer using Windows. So I found my old HP laptop, which is a Windows laptop. And I'm hoping if I do the presentation on here, then it'll probably work because I assume they're gonna use Windows at the conference. The only issue is I haven't used this for like 6 months and it's completely dead. There's no battery. I have no idea where the charger is. So I'm gonna have to wait for my missus to come home and hopefully we can sort this out together. Until then, I'm thinking I might just do some reels and go to the gym. If in doubt, drive to the gym. So the missus tells me that the garage might be the place where I can find the charger for this old laptop. So this works. Moment of truth. Yes. We've got power. I'm surprised this laptop still works.
It's still kicking.
Still kicking. Now I need to see if I can actually connect it to the internet. It's so slow. I can't believe I used to edit on this.
Sorry?
I can't believe I used to edit on this. Up until like 6 months ago. I don't know if this was always this slow, but it's literally taken like 5 minutes just to turn on. I would edit every single video on this laptop, literally up until about 6 months ago. Kind of goes to show that you don't really need fancy equipment to make videos. It does help a lot, not gonna lie, but start with what you have. If you're thinking about doing content creation, you don't need the best gear or camera or laptop or anything. All right, I think it's actually loaded. Now this is the real moment of truth. What will my PowerPoint look like on a Windows laptop? This is looking a lot better already. Yes, I think we're safe. This is a Windows PC. It's working. I think maybe it was just my Outlook email which was messing up the formatting, but this looks absolutely fine. So yes, I don't have to redo my slides. That is fantastic news. Anyway, tomorrow we are flying to Melbourne later in the evening, so during the day will just be the final push before we head off. I'm gonna chill out, go to bed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Check out this 20-person boardroom I've stolen to practice my presentation. I love WeWork. Film the whole thing. I'm gonna see how long it takes. I'm just gonna jump straight in, speaking as if no one's watching, because no one is watching. It's literally just me talking to my own camera, just getting my timer set up. So, stopwatch, and one last sip of coffee. Hello everyone, my name is Chris. I am a locum emergency registrar, I'm a YouTuber, and for the past few years I've been on a bit of a wild ride trying to balance both. Firstly, I'd like to thank the organisers of the CCIM conference for I think people overcomplicate YouTube. You just post something, and then you post again, and then you cry a little bit, and then you post again. Thank you for watching everyone. I'm Dr. Chris G on all platforms. So I'll just practice the presentation one more time. Yeah, it's feeling okay. I've definitely noticed that the anxiety comes in waves. And to be honest, anxiety is not a foreign emotion to me. And in fact, it's probably one of the emotions I've struggled with the most throughout my career and my life in general. And it probably led to a lot of the suffering I experienced through med school and the first couple of years of working as a doctor. But as I get older, I realised that anxiety also was a massive fuel for me. And I really like how Jimmy Carr describes his relationship with anxiety. Jimmy Carr's the comedian, massive UK comedian, but he basically said that for him, anxiety was the flip side of creativity. And if it wasn't for his anxiety, he wouldn't be as creative as he is. And I probably heard that maybe a couple of years ago now, and I found that to be a really useful reframe, that maybe anxiety isn't all negative. There's definitely some positives that come out from it. I'm not sure if it contributes to my creativity, but I definitely feel like it makes me highly motivated. So for example, me prepping this conference presentation, I've practiced it so many times, I've refined the slides. Would I have done this if I wasn't pooing my pants over it? Probably not. So I do think it really gives me a lot of energy and a lot of motivation to put out good work and put a lot of effort into things that maybe I wouldn't have if I wasn't so anxious. So yeah, maybe just a little reframe there if it's something that you suffer with too. Now I'm gonna do a bit more editing, have some lunch, and probably need to go home and pack. Okay, bags are packed. We're about to leave for the airport. It's been a good week. It's been a week of preparation. Not just preparing the slides, that's been a whole drama in itself, as you know, but preparing myself. Preparing myself because the nerves are real, but those are the same nerves that give me energy and push me to care. And that's what this week has been. A week of routine, a week of balance, some birds outside, and a week of channeling that energy into something that matters. Next up, Melbourne. I'll be taking you inside the conference to see how it all plays out, and I'll release that in next week's video. I'll see you there.
I've had opportunities that I didn't even know existed before